I saw a film in theater, which is again a mid budget film, but actually delivers what a 150 crore film can't deliver. That is content. And for audience, content is the king right now. I don't know why this big production houses don't understand this and they keep producing films with over budget films which doesn't gives you any kind of entertainment content or any kind of relief. Plain just nostalgia bait is now a template for all the big filmmakers. But here comes Karthik Gattavanini's Mirai, starring Tej Sajja, Shriya Saran, Jagapathi Babu, and Ritika Nayak. See, this film for me is actually not a very great film, or I can't say it is a masterpiece, but yes, it is a lesson that in 60 crores you can make a very good fantasy film. We all know the debacle of War 2 and the green screen CGI, the VFX that was like totally childish. Okay, but here in Mirai, 60 CR budget, same kind of train sequence you have, which is in War 2, it is like included. But if you see the quality, for me, Mirai stands at the top because they actually worked with practical effects. In War 2, from the teaser, from the trailer, we all knew that this wire of VFX is going to crash. And the way it crashed, it is very bad for a big production house of India. Here in Mirai, the same kind of sequence gives you a real feeling. Although there are shots which are not properly produced, which are not properly generated, but still the intent was there to produce a good film. The marketing was top notch for War 2, but the content was merely visible. But here you can see the hard work of Teja Sajja, who is trying to be get better and better with his selection of movie scripts. Teja Sajja, actually, he came as an outsider. He made a name with Zombie Reddy. Then we all know that Hanuman worked, and now he is again back with his superhero image in Mirai. Now, this has become a norm for Teja Sajja movies since after Hanuman, people are relating him with only spiritual things. For me, it is like, yeah, that is good. And somewhat, if again he comes up with this kind of script, then even I will start thinking that yes, he's trying to follow a set template to maintain his image. The big task for Tejasajja will be to break out this image and try something new in the next film. But here we are talking about Mirai. So Mirai is actually Karthik Gattavanini's another attempt where from the teaser and trailer we can see that there will be something out of the box concept. But again, this film suffers from the treatment of Karthik's own style. He's a good cinematographer, but as a director, he has issues with his treatment because his previous venture, Eagle with Ravi Teja, also had an interesting concept, but the execution was lackluster. And here in Mirai, same thing happens. The execution is lackluster, plus you have a routine screenplay which is visible in many of the Telugu films. But the minus point again here is that this is like just some visuals are playing in front of you anyhow, but they lack emotion. Although Tejas Sajja has did decent job and Ritika Nayak also is very decent, but Shreya Saran stands out in the entire film. Her shots and her story, the way they have presented, is actually very good. All over, the film is actually like you started watching it and it's like a one time watch. You just watched it and you are like, okay, that is good. But this kind of concepts actually are good for Indian cinema to explore the fantasy genre, uh, interviewing by mixing the mythology and the real life stories. This can become a fascinating thing, and especially for one sequence which I liked was the Sampati sequence, and it is way, way, way again, I will say, much better than the debacle of Adi Purush. Adi Purush was actually a very high budget film, but we all know what happened with the output. But here, the makers of Mirai, planned the film with good intent. The production design somewhere lacks, but most of the time it stands out. Somehow, the sequence where the set where the scene of Sampati is going on, it is not that grand or doesn't look very real to you, but at least they tried, because in War 2 you have similar setting, but with the amount of money they have there, it is kind of a disappointment that where actually you are spending the money. In War 2, when you see the frames, you actually can't see the grandness in the frame because the money was never spent on the set or on the production design or on the content. But here in Mirai, you see the effort that yes, they try to put money on the right thing. And that's why Mirai came out good. Although I saw when I was watching the film, I am like 1.5 week late to review this film, but still the theater are going housefull. In Hindi version it is not getting that much occupancy, but still in my city the Telugu shows are running housefull, and that says that the children and family audience are loving this film very much. The background music of this film is a standout thing for me, especially the Rudhira Magada background music by Gauda Hari is top notch, and like it actually bounce the cluttered screenplay somehow in front of you, that some points are visible to you that they are lacking, they are not executed properly, but the music actually plays a part here. And the action choreography, I liked how Teja Sajja improved as a performer there in Hanuman. It was like a very amateurish choreography, which for me it was a very amateurish choreography, but here in Karthik Kattavaneni's direction, the action choreography is much, much better, and you enjoy the film. It's not like you didn't enjoy the film and it's completely baseless kind of thing. It is emotionless, but yeah, the regular troops somehow don't work for me, but it works for the family audience, it works for the children watching the film. But the unnecessary insertion of comedy, that track I didn't liked in the film, because at every other 5 to 10 minutes when the sequence is getting very serious and you are actually into the film, now that some conflict will happen, drama is coming, and then you see this unnecessary comedy and you are just directly cut off from the film. That is a big drawback. I don't know when the day will come when the Telugu filmmakers actually get rid of this unnecessary comic gags. So this was actually my a short review of Mirai. Hope you all liked it, and you can watch this film. It is a one time watch, and I would say your money will not be wasted, but don't expect too much from the film. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.